Hi friends, I am Dr. Manu N. Last week we have started our discussion regarding human blood. We have discussed an introduction to blood composition, plasma and regarding plasma proteins. Today we will continue with this discussion. This is our contact details. Today we will discuss about hemoglobin. It is a red oxygen carrying pigment present in the RBC. It consists of two parts, that is a protein part and a pigment part. Globin chain is the protein part and the pigment part consists of heme. Now coming to its structure, globin is the protein part and there are many types of globin chain. That is, it can be an alpha chain, beta chain, gamma chain or delta chain. Normal hemoglobin contains 4 globin molecules, that is 2 alpha and 2 beta chains. It also has 4 heme molecules for transport of oxygen. One of the essential elements required for the oxygen transport is iron. Each globin chain is associated with one heme group. There are 4 heme to 1 molecule of hemoglobin, so it can carry 4 molecules of oxygen. This is the structure. This picture clearly shows that there are 2 alpha and 2 beta chains and each chain is associated with one heme group. This is another picture. We can see the oxygen binding to the heme on the hemoglobin molecule. Now coming to its normal values. At birth, since the RBC count is more, the hemoglobin normal value is 23 grams per deciliter. Now coming to the adults, it is 14 to 18 gram per deciliter in males and 12 to 15 grams per deciliter in females. Now regarding the synthesis of hemoglobin, it takes place in the mitochondria and ribosomes by a series of biochemical reactions. It is very much complicated. Now coming to its main functions. It facilitates the transport of oxygen from lungs to the tissues and transport of carbon dioxide from tissues back to the lungs. That is, it is involved mainly in respiration. This is the main function of hemoglobin. Another function is it acts as an excellent acid-base buffer as it has a protein part. It is responsible for 70% buffering capacity of whole blood. Now let us discuss about the varieties of hemoglobin. First, adult hemoglobin, that is HbA. There are two types, that is HbA1 and HbA2. HbA1 is the normal hemoglobin, that is it has 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. In HbA2, the beta chains are replaced by delta chain, but it produces no abnormality, so it is considered as normal hemoglobin. Now coming to the fetal hemoglobin, that is HbF. The structure is same as that of HbA, except that the beta chains are replaced by gamma chains. Also it has greater affinity to oxygen, so it can take larger volume of oxygen than HbA at low oxygen pressure. Also its lifespan is less compared to HbA. Now coming to another important discussion, that is HbS, hemoglobin S. Earlier we have discussed that globin is the protein part of hemoglobin and it consists of a sequence of amino acids in chains since it is a protein. So any mutation in any one of the amino acid can alter this sequence. Thus it produces abnormal hemoglobin. HbS is a similar type of abnormal hemoglobin that is produced by mutation in the beta chain of the globin part, but this change won't be evident in normal conditions. That is, in normal conditions it behave as normal hemoglobin, but in hypoxic state, that is where there is less oxygen concentration, it becomes less soluble than HbA, so it precipitates within the RBCs. Thereby it damages the cell membrane, producing increased fragility of the RBCs. The crystals produced elongate and RBCs become sickle shaped, which decreases the blood flow to the tissues. So this causes RBCs to become more fragile and thus it produces severe type of anemia. And we have heard about the term, that is, this term is called sickle cell anemia. This condition is called sickle cell anemia. from the picture above, you can clearly see the normal red blood cell and sickled RBCs. And here is the picture, the normal hemoglobin and sickle cell hemoglobin. The normal RBCs are compact and flexible, and thus they can be squeezed through capillaries. But the sickled RBCs, they got stuck in capillaries, thus producing decreased flow of blood to the tissues. Now coming to the fate of hemoglobin in the body. We discussed that hemoglobin is found in the RBCs, and RBCs has a lifespan of 120 days. So after that, hemoglobin is taken by the tissue macrophage system, where it splits into heme part and globin part. We have discussed that hemoglobin contains two parts, that is protein part hemoglobin and pigment part called heme. So they splits into heme and globin, where the globin enters the amino acid pool. Heme later splits into iron, and the remaining part is oxidized by heme oxygenase, that is an enzyme, and it produces the biliverdin and then to bilirubin. Later it is excreted in bile and then to urine and feces. The iron which is produced earlier, it is stored as ferritin in liver. So this is the fate of hemoglobin after 120 days in our body. So this concludes the hemoglobin. The rest of the topics will be dealt with later. So stay tuned for further sessions regarding blood. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Thank you.